Hey, welcome back. It's Nintendad. It's been quite a while, but I want to get back to the Switch collection. Really want to get this done. But I've had some things come up. But okay, let's get started. A couple quick ones because they happen to come today, and they are part of a list that I had already done. You know, A through whatever, F, and then through M or whatever. So two of them that came today that I want to at least spotlight. I haven't got to play either one of them yet, so I'll have a little bit of gameplay up here just so people can see, but that is Gunborg, Dark Matters, and I dropped the other one, of course, and Colat with this awesome little slipcover. I like this slipcover better, honestly. I think it looks a lot cooler. But those are two that just came today. I'm excited to get into those. Just a little, I don't know, not even honorable mention, but just some that came recently that have already gone past them, which I knew this was going to happen. I almost wanted to wait until the end of the Switch's life to do this, but I just don't want to do that. So anyway, let's get started now. We're going N through part of S in this one. So let's get started. I imported this. Actually, no, I got this at my mom and pop store, but they imported it from One Print Games. You can also get it on PlayAsia. I don't know why I thought of couldn't think of that for a second, but PlayAsia.com, but that is NeoCab. And this is, I don't know, it's a numbered release, I guess, to them. I liked this cover better, I think, is why I got this version from them. And I was just happy to see it at my mom and pop store. But yeah, just a really cool little like visual novel type. It's a little cyberpunky and more futuristic. I haven't quite beaten it. I've put a couple hours into it. I know it's not that long of a game, so I definitely want to get back to it. It's kind of like Coffee Talk. It's just, I get in those moods sometimes, and this is what I want to play. You know, not much gameplay, just kind of chilling and hanging out. So yeah, definitely a cool game. I'm definitely glad to find that. I mean, I was going to import it possibly anyway, but to find it over here and I don't have to pay any import fees. Okay, next up, this is another one that I didn't fully beat on the PlayStation 4 when I had that. But when I knew it was coming to the Switch again, I just had to get it. I'm not really a fan of the first game, but because of the combat. But again, haven't quite finished it yet. I know I got really close on the PlayStation, and then I put in about half that amount of time on the Switch here. But good RPG nonetheless. That is Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom. So yeah, I haven't played the DLC that comes with this. I want to get around to that eventually, but I just like the art style in it. I don't know that Studio Ghibli was Ghibli, however you want to say it. I don't know that they were fully involved with the second game, but I know the first game they were quite involved. Nonetheless, great art style. It's action type JRPG if you're not aware. I find it enjoyable. I like the base building thing too with your kingdom and leveling all that up. That gets pretty addictive. So yeah, definitely check it out. Next one, this is another one from Red Art Games. This is actually sold out on their website, so you might have to find that secondhand. I don't know that Red Art Games is going to restock this, but this is another little relaxing, peaceful type game that's just a little puzzler and, you know, just some really nice artwork. I just thought, why not get the physical of it? That is Old Man's Journey. Yeah, like I said, it's just like a little puzzly platformer type. Not platformer, I guess. It's more like a puzzle game. You kind of shift the world to, you know, how to find out how to progress and everything. But I just thought it was an interesting little story. Again, not a long game. I need to get around to finishing it. You hear that a lot from me. You will continue to hear that, especially with my collection, because it's just so much. But, you know, I try to play as much as I can. I've definitely put in a few good hours into that, so I have to be somewhat towards the end, or at least halfway, I would think. But good game so far. Another one that I imported from Japan. I remember these back on the day on the PS1. I loved them back then, and I just never imagined that it would come to the Switch, but I'm very happy that it did, and that is Onimusha Warlords. This is probably more of a recognizable cover there. I like this black one. It's kind of cool, and it keeps the spine black too. I know where it is in my collection, but yeah, this is a cool little like a zombie samurai type game that Capcom was doing back then. You know, trying to capitalize on their whole Resident Evil, you know, fandom and everything that was going on with that. So I think they did a good job. This remake isn't like a total freaking overhaul of just, you know, fully remastered, whatever you want to call it, but it's pretty good. I'm finally remembering some of the stuff from my childhood or when I was a younger man, you know, playing this game. So it was kind of nice. It's been so long, I didn't really remember a lot. So it was nice to kind of go back to that. So, all right, these next two are two wonderful Metroidvanias that I think are some of my favorite games on the Switch. I have the collector's edition from I'm 8-Bit. I will show later on, probably my last video, I'll show my amiibos and controllers and special editions and stuff like that. But these are the two that came with my special edition, and I love the alternate cover artwork on these. That is Ori and the Will of the Wisp and Ori and the Blind Forest. Fantastic Metroidvanias. I love these games so much. They're not necessarily hard as like a Hollow Knight would be, or some of the other ones, but they're just such beautiful artwork, such beautiful controls, and a story, and the music. I mean, it is just running on all cylinders. You can't go wrong with these. If you have somehow not played these games, do it. They're fantastic. I can't wait to see what Moon Studios does next. So, highly recommend them. Okay, this is another one I found in a local little pawn shopy type place, but it's one that I really wanted to play when I have friends over and stuff. It's a cool little party game, but it's Overcooked 1 and 2. I haven't played too much, and me and my daughter kind of played around a little bit with this, and it's a fun little game. It wasn't really too expensive, so that's why I thought, and getting the double pack, I just thought that was a good idea, and I don't know what to say about it. I haven't played it a whole lot, but the little bit of time I have had with it, I've had some fun with it. So here's another one. This was I bought this version. This was a limited run game, but I bought the Best Buy version because I like the cover art better, and I kind of missed out on limited runs version. Again, another one I haven't finished. It's only a couple hours long, but I know that I'm near the end of it. I have to be, but that is Panzer Dragoon. It's really cool to see this come. I wish they would put Panzer Dragoon Orta. That's my favorite one. I loved that on the Xbox. I still have that floating around here somewhere. Love that game. So when I saw this, a chance to have a Panzer Dragoon game on the Switch, I just jumped in it full force. I think that's still available as of making this video on Best Buy. You might be able to find it. I don't know that it's sold the greatest, but it's a much improved coat of paint they put on it from the Sega Saturn release, I believe is what it was. Just a fun little on-rail shooter. If you're not into this type of stuff, you might not like it, but it's a good one nonetheless. Okay, this next one. This will be one game I probably won't show gameplay just because it is lewd. And I just don't want to run into any trouble on YouTube, and that is Perky Little Things. Can I say it's kind of not a perv game, but I mean it's definitely an adult game. I would just suggest looking into it yourself. I don't want to show any gameplay or nothing, but suffice it to say, it is an adult game, and yeah, I just thought it was something odd to have in my collection. Sometimes I just see something, the cover, or I see that the gameplay is different or whatever, and I just think, I need to have that in my collection, so that's what I did. I'm going to put these next two together as well. There is a collection volume 3 that I have not gotten yet, but when I saw the opportunity to get these on PlayAsia, I just had to. I love shmups, and this is a great collection, especially with the flip grip that I have as well. All these vertical shooters on both of these games play, and I'm just really happy about that. It makes me really enjoy vertical shooters a lot more, and that is Psikyo Collection Volume 1 and 2. I personally like Volume 2 better, but that's just me. Volume 1 is still great. As I said, Volume 3, I've not been able to find it on PlayAsia. I think it's kind of been sold out as of right now, so maybe one day I'll go fishing for it. But great collection of shmups nonetheless. I think some of the more notable ones I would say would be Tengai for me. I do like Dragon Blaze as well, but Tengai I really like. Okay, the next one. Now there also is a second one of this too. I just didn't see the need in getting that because it's basically the same type of game. That is Puyo Puyo Tetris. You can find this for like $20 anywhere. I mean, it's Puyo Puyo and Tetris. I have been excited lately about getting that Tetris Effect that I saw come out physically. Limited Run's doing it, I believe. I'm kind of hoping that it'll get a regular retail release, but if not, I might just pick it up because I would like to have just a solid Tetris. I love Tetris. You can't go wrong with Tetris. I've been playing it since the original Game Boy, and I love it. It's Tetris, man. You can't go wrong. Okay, another limited run release that I got somewhat recently. And like Doom, it's just one of those ones that, it's just the grandfather of FPSs, and I just thought, I love this game, especially the second one when I was younger, playing on the computer with friends and everything. And I just thought, when I saw Limited Run was doing it, I thought, gotta have it. That is Quake. Yeah, it's really cool. They added on stuff after all this time. This actually has like add-on stuff. I cannot believe after like 20, 30 years that they do something like that. It's just so crazy to me, but nevertheless, they did it, and they did it well, and it's really cool to just go back to that. I've not jumped on and played any multiplayer. I can't really find anybody to play with. It'd be nice if I can maybe get my buddies and maybe do some local. I'm not even sure if that has local. I might need to look into that, but nevertheless, it's Quake. I mean, what else can you say? Okay, this is another one. This is one of the best 2D platformers, in my opinion, ever, let alone on Switch. It's on multiple platforms as well, too, but just really love this game. I've loved this character for many years, but I just think, and even the Origins game that they came out was great, but this one just took it to a whole nother level. That is Rayman Legends. Love Rayman Legends. I mean, this as I said, I personally think it's probably at least, if not my favorite 2D platformer ever, it's at least in the top 3. It has to be. I cannot deny it that. I've beat it so many times. I ran through it. It was one of my daughter's first games. Like, it just has a special place for me, and it deserves it. It's an amazing game. Can't go wrong. Okay, another Red Art Games game. I have not played a whole lot of this, but it's another Metroidvania, kind of in the vein of Symphony of the Night, which I've also never played. I know, big surprise. There are games I haven't played, but yeah, I enjoyed it so far. I just felt like, you know, I needed to get this because I felt like this one was going to be one on Red Art Games that's going to sell out, and I think it has. So now it did get a Japanese release and some other ones, but nevertheless, I got my copy and I'm not letting go of it, and that is Record of Lodoss War, Deedlit, and Wonder Labyrinth, I think. Wow, I got that right. Yeah, it's just a cool little Metroidvania. It's very much like Symphony of the Night from what I can see from playing it and seeing how Symphony of the Night is, even though I've not played that. So yeah, I'm excited to get back to it one day. I've heard it's not very long, but again, it's just one of those ones I knew was going to sell out pretty quick, so I just wanted to jump on. Okay, next, one of these ones I got from Nicalis back when I was grabbing a bunch of stuff off their website. It's about as close as you get to Wipeout on the Switch, so I don't know. I just decided to grab it, and I know that they made a number 2, and I'll be waiting to see if Nicalis puts that on there too, or puts that on the Switch as well, and that would be great. I would really like that. But that game is Redout. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look the best on the Switch. It doesn't even run the best on the Switch. But again, it was just one of those ones I thought, well, you know, I want something like that on my Switch. And that's a lot of time what happens, you know, as I said before. If it's a certain type of gameplay, or it's just a quirky little thing, or it's sometimes, you know, I definitely still want to buy quality stuff, but sometimes it's just something I just feel like, man, I just need this in the collection. I just really do. Okay, next. I have to admit, this is a triple pack, and I only care about the game that's on the cartridge, which I'm very happy that the one that I care about is on the cartridge, and the other 2 are downloads. I think it's a little dumb, but oh well. But that is the Resident Evil triple pack. Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorites. I'm so happy that that is the one on the cartridge. Like, oh my gosh. It would have totally defeated the purpose for me to buy that and not have 4 be on the cartridge. Like, and I've played 4 a million times. It's one of my favorite games. I've played it a million times. I've beat it a million times. I needed it on my Switch, man. What can I say? Next game. This is another awesome shmup. It's pretty hard, so I haven't gotten really far, but nevertheless, I don't think it's the best shmup, of course, but it's a pretty good one nevertheless. I enjoyed it. That is R-Type Final 2. I also got some kind of collector's type edition for this. I'll show later. Yeah, it's pretty tough little shooter, a shmup, you know, sideways shmup, horizontal shmup, whatever you want to call it. I enjoy it, but I haven't admittedly got very far in it. Like I said, I kind of bought the collector's edition type thing and thinking that I would like it more, and it's not that I have anything against it, it's just maybe it's another one of those ones I need to just dig back into, you know, that's quite common. Next game. This is another one I've not put a whole lot of time into, but the time I did have, I really enjoyed it, and I love the cover art on this. I just think it's really cool, and the whole beat 'em up / farming sim is just a really interesting idea, so I was like, why not? And I found it for like $18 a couple months ago. I thought, why not pick it up? That is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? That this game has gotten quite a bit of praise. You know, I'm sure not everybody likes it, of course not, but what's there is really good and competent and nice to look at, and the controls feel nice, and again, for the 19,000th time, it's just another one I need to get back to is all, you know. Okay, here's another one I got that I got off eBay from somebody in Korea, and I was thinking it was going to take way longer than it should have, or I was thinking it was going to take longer than it was going to to get to me, and somehow it got rush delivered, and I'm just really happy to have it. Another one I haven't played that much, but I got because I love fighting games, and I just wanted another one that's kind of in its own little niche, if you will, and that is Samurai Showdown. This is an awesome game. I never played any of the older ones, but when I saw that, I was like, this game looks really awesome. And then I kind of went perusing around eBay because I couldn't find it on some of the sites it was sold on, and found it for a pretty decent price, so I thought, why not pick it up? So it's pretty cool. The battles are over pretty quickly, but it's a cool little fighter. I enjoy it quite a bit. I definitely want to dive into it more because, like I said, I feel like I've barely scratched the surface of it. I definitely want to dive more into it. So, okay, next one. This one I have beat, so wow, big surprise. I don't know. This game wasn't amazing, but it wasn't terrible. I felt compelled to finish it to see what all happens. Nevertheless, Sea of Solitude. Pretty little game. I like the concept of it, the art of it, a little bit of mystery behind it, the putting the pieces together in your own mind kind of thing. So I suggest that if you know, any $20, $30 game that you don't mind taking a chance on, you might like it. Who knows? Okay, here's a East Asia soft game, exclusive to, sold through PlayAsia, but one that was a very limited quantity that I got the collector's edition for, and that I also need to get back to because this game has just shot up in price because of it. It was such a limited thing, and that is Sense, a cyberpunk adventure, or cyberpunk ghost story, excuse me. This is kind of like an old school point and click game. Admittedly, I haven't played more than about an hour or two of it. Other things catch my interest, and I kind of just flee it. I definitely want to get back to it as usual. When I will, I don't know, but it's nice to have the collector's edition that is now skyrocketed in price. So yeah, I love cyberpunky stuff. You can't go wrong with me as far as that stuff's concerned. So I'm a big fan of it. I don't get everything that's cyberpunk or even futuristic, but I do enjoy it. So it's what drew me to it, and hopefully it'll draw me back to it. We'll see. Okay, we're getting down to the last couple games here for this list. Next one. This is, I think, definitely in my top 3 favorite Switch games so far. I've never played any of these, but this game hooked me, and it hooked me for a good 80 hours, and I've still not done quite everything. I have beat it, so thank God. But that is Shin Megami Tensei 5. I freaking love this game. This game is so awesome. I got so addicted to getting all these demons, just having the whole compendium of them. I'm still working on it. I've just moved on to other things now, but it's like, man, this is just so... It hooked me big time. I've never played a game like that, per se, and I've tried Persona before. It didn't really click. I've tried a few other type of games, and it just never really clicked. But this somehow clicked. I love the darkness of it. I love all the collecting of the demons and everything. The story was awesome. The graphics are amazing. It looks so beautiful, especially some of the later areas I won't show here. But they're just, suffice it to say, they're freaking amazing. It's amazing what they could do on the Switch. And yeah, I can't recommend this one highly enough. I know for some of the hardcore fans, they're gonna say it's not the best one and this, that, and the other thing, but I personally think it is. I think the formula is better than Persona and everything. I don't like the whole, the whole management thing of managing friends and all that. Sure, I'm sure some people like it, but I like the more straightforward approach of Shin Megami Tensei. So yeah, I can't recommend that highly enough. Okay, another shmup here. Actually, this is the shmup collection from Pixel Heart. Really happy to have this. This is a collection of 3 pretty cool shmups. What can I say? I love shmups. I've said it before. Platformers, Metroidvanias, and shmups are absolutely perfect on the Switch, and I'm going to grab every one of them that I can that I even have half an interest in. So that's what I've done here. I've definitely beat through those multiple times. They're just really fun. Glad to have that one. Okay, my last one is going to be another shmup here that I got for really cheap. This is a great game too. I have not quite finished it, but I've been having fun with what I've played so far, and that is Sinmora EX? Sinmora? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's tomato with some people. I don't... It's whatever, but a good shmup nonetheless. I think it was an older game, and it's been kind of remastered. The graphics look really great for, a newer type game. It looks like it's definitely had some care put into it, and there's a story there that I've not really followed too much, but there is one there for people that want it. And I almost forgot one more mention of a game that I got just the other day that was back further in the list and is now in the L's, so I need to readdress it since I've gone past that, and that would be Later Alligator. This is a cute little game. Again, I think I kind of bought this one because I wanted something that was different. I knew this game was different. It's a bunch of little mini games. The art is interesting to me and everything. It's just, again, one of those games that I just felt like I wanted to have for my collection. You know, not necessarily because it'll be maybe rare one day, or it might be more expensive one day, or whatever. It's just an interesting game. I see games as art, and it is a piece of art to me. And so yeah, that's it. Thank you for tuning in, and I got probably about 2 more parts of this at least before I can finally get through my collection. So thank you for everyone that stayed around this long. Let me know what you think. Let me know what some of your games in your favorite games in your collection are, and till next time.